there's quite a lot of out-of-state ownership of Detroit property that's come through, speculative activity over the last few years, and the largest number of non-Detroit properties, I should say, the largest number of properties owned out of state in Detroit are represented by owners in Florida. And so this map, I'll zoom in here a little bit. Uses the upload anything feature. You're able from Regrid to export shapefiles or KML files of your analytical work. So I did that to isolate Detroit properties with Florida tax bill mailing addresses. Drop that into Felt, and it popped up beautifully. So you can click on any of the parcels in here, see all of the underlying assessment information that Regrid has for the property. I've not gone through to kind of like clarify what each and every one of these assessment data points relates to, but the properties are labeled by which city in Florida the property tax bill is mailed to. You can click on properties to see, I have a couple of examples of like what these houses look like. You can see I've outlined a neighborhood where the largest concentration of Florida ownership sits. And then there's a little background on the map over here, a link to my Substack where I write up stuff like this. I've written a little bit about out-of-state ownership of Detroit properties. And then if you go all the way down here to South Florida, my little money bag icons represent the top 7 addresses to which Detroit properties owned by somebody in Florida have their property tax bill mailed. And so you can see the kind of odd storefronts, faceless office parks and things like that, where 30% of the about 4,000 Detroit properties owned by somebody in Florida have their tax bill mailed. So there's a couple hundred properties where the tax bill is mailed to one of these 7 addresses.